Alright guys, sorry it took so long. I made a video about this one, and I never got a chance to compare these two. I didn't really go into detail, really. I just kept going, oh, this feels good, this feels great, yeah. Sorry, I apologize guys. But I'm going to be more in a detail on this one, and compare it a little bit to my CZ, which, gotta say, I'm actually liking this a little bit more than the CZ. And I know that sounds crazy. It does. CZs are nice, but guys, just like anything, that's mainstream, even in the gun channel, everything's so subjective. It really is. Forget. I remember when this first came out, how much everybody loves it. It's still a great gun. Don't get me wrong. It's still good. But but afterwards, there's always something that you think you could change. I mean, that's just how technology evolves. Things evolve and get better over time. But what I like about this one better, probably than this, it's probably, well, first of all, I like the size. The size is just a little bit better, and I'm a kind of OCD about that kind of thing. So the size, if you see, see if we can get this right here, guys. It might seem like, oh, that's a lot smaller, or that's not that much smaller. Well, yeah. When it comes to carrying, really all that, a fraction of an inch really does matter. Like, this really is, to me, this is uncomfortable. That, the end of the barrel is always freaking hit me in the crotch area. It's uncomfortable. This, I bought this cheap ass holster, but it's a universal like holster, so it works good. And this was not. This felt decent. I don't know if I'm carrying this or not, but because I still want to go through a lot more rounds. Stoeger is not a known company for reliability because it's not really known at all. So we'll see. But so far, I have shot, man, I want to say at least 500 rounds. And I have not had a malfunction in this once. Not one malfunction. So that's pretty cool. I thought that was pretty good. What else here? Somebody had a question about the mag release to see if it's sticky or not. And no. See, I have no problem at all with these. So I'm trying to do this with one hand. Sorry. But yeah, I have no problem. It drops down really smooth. I think they fixed that with the other ones and stuff. So, see, one more time. Yeah. It's I like it. It's smooth. And then another thing I think what gun companies should come out with more is make the magazine base plates a part of the grip, because it makes it more compact. Again, that's part of my OCD, is making things just more compact, more proportionate. That's probably what I like about this too, is proportion. The grip is, I know people, but again, it's subjective. I don't have that big of hands, like, not really. Not bigger than some other people known on YouTube gun channels. But this, I think, is a good size for me. That's why everything's subjective. This is still a good size, but it's, a little bit more barrel, and so it's just not as compact. I'll say another thing. Again, another thing that's subjective is the grip angle. I actually like this grip angle better. And then people say, oh, I love this grip angle. It's like a 1911. No, it's not. Some people say that. I'm like, no, it's not. The tang, I know some people brag about right here. I actually wish they would have just gotten a little closer to the slide like this one is. Because a lot of pointing I do is with the web of my hand. This one has more naturally just points to at least where I want. So I think that's good. High undercut on the grip right here. It's kind of the weight. the weight difference between these two. This one's really, I think, it's still lighter, than this one. Yeah. So I don't know the weight exactly, how many ounces, but I can tell you this just from filling this. This one's still a little heavier. That's probably one of the negatives on it, detriments on it is weight, but it's still not. It's not heavy. It's not gonna bother you. Rico is okay, for the size it is. Yeah, I tend to be more accurate with this one too as well. I'd shoot 25 yards. I think about 24 yards. I wasn't measuring exactly, but it was still a good distant. Distant. It was still pretty distant out there, so probably 25 yards at least. And at first, I could not get hits with this one. It took a while. It's a small target when I shoot. I think it's about, I want to say 5-inch, it's a blue plate. It kind of sportsman's, and it's got 3 on each end, and it's better if you hit it with a rifle, because once you hit it with the rifle, it knocks a little spin, on the ground, so it keep going and going, so you keep hitting each one that was on the ground. Some people out there, you might know what I'm talking about, but I had a hard time with this. I'm not the best shooter. I am so learning, man. I am so learning. Yeah. I actually did better with this one. I really did. And even though I was getting better with this one as I was going, but this one, I was amazed how I'm doing better with this one. I don't know what it was. Maybe it's on the sights, because I don't know. Maybe they just have a harder time with these sights. These ones are bigger. And I know some people don't like the bigger sights because, further distance is not as great, but I don't know. It pops out more. Yeah. This is more accurate. So, and this is just a budget gun, This is not that bad, though, for that price. This was good. Let's see here. Trigger. I never did show you guys trigger, and I apologize. Trigger on this thing. Well, first of all, make sure it's clear, just for YouTubers and stuff. You might have to just take my word for it. Okay, I'm gonna show you. Yeah, it's clear. Okay, so here's the trigger. There you go. It's not the best, but it's really not bad. It's got a good crisp break, so you can hear it. So let me try the reset. Here's the reset. It's pretty short, really. I think you could do it. If you're not a trigger snob, you could do with it. See? And then break. One more time. And then press. Break. Then, of course, the CZ. Here's the CZ. Let me check it. Empty. Just gonna have to take my word for it. It doesn't matter. You're not gonna get hurt. Of course, CZ. We all know. Out mainstream. If you're watching all kinds of gun channels, you're gonna know this trigger's pretty good, and it is. Yeah, it's good. That's great, actually. See, because it's got such a short reset right there, and then snap. It's just addicting to even. That's how good this trigger is. It's addicting to press the trigger. This one, not so much. Still nice though. This also, I gotta tell you, the firing pin broke on this thing. I hate that. I put a new one already, but went to go shooting with one of the buddies, and I was like, "Oh, what happened? What's going on here?" Trigger, I put it round in the chamber, and click, nothing happens. Okay, try it again. Click, nothing happens. Look at the primer, see if it's light primer strike. No. And then I seen the firing pin was not protruding at all out. So, yeah, that kind of aggravated me, to be honest, because this is supposed to be pretty reliable. And it's supposed to be known, like kind of like with Glocks for reliability and stuff. And and I watched a lot of videos before I got this gun. I was like, oh, cool, it's really reliable. Ergonomics are awesome. Trigger's awesome. But that kind of bothered the crap out of me. Still bothers me. Because now I'm like, oh, should I have to check it? Because if I fix it with a firing pin, does that mean I still got to... Because if you didn't figure out what caused it, I don't know what caused it. That's my problem. But I bought a new one anyways. So, trying to think of anything else here. Somebody said I didn't get a good deal because of, this with this gun. I think I did. I think it was good. They came with 3 magazines. I wasn't gonna get this gun unless it came with 3, because I know magazines is hard to get. Yeah, they're not. These ain't cheap. Really, pistol magazines really ain't that cheap. It's not like ER magazines or AK magazines. In general, they're not. So yeah, same thing with ZZ. They're not really that cheap. You still deal with it though. They're not. It's still not breaker. You still get it. What else? I think that's about it. Kind of wish CZ did come out with a smaller one of these, like, not really a subcompact. Like I said it before, I'm not really a subcompact guy. I wish they'd come out with a more of a Glock, closer to Glock 19 size. I'm sorry, but every much smaller it is, or closer to downsize, like compact it is, without even giving away, like, say, your hand grip or something like that. This one's not bad. It's just, I think the Glock 19 just has that good size. So, yeah, that's about all. Thank you.